Hey YouTube, I'm Jeff.
And this is Dana.
And this is Darkmoon Metals. This is our build day 2 on our forge. Today we're going to be building our fire pot. And the first step is to cut some steel. You ready to get started?
I think so.
Alright. This is a nice metal stand that we've had in the family for a while. It used to be the stand for a pet bird. The cage sat right on top. And since the bird passed away, we've held on to the stand and we've used it for a variety of things. And one of the things I'm going to use this for is the stand for my forge. Now, I'm going to make the forge so I can lift it on and off the stand so we can still continue to use it for those other things. And how I'm going to do that is I'm making an angle iron frame out of 3/4 inch angle iron. We've already mitered the corners. And we're going to weld this up and then build our forge right on top of the angle iron. For those of you who saw my video on how to set up a drill press to actually clean parts and prep them for welding and things of that nature, might remember me using the drill press for doing a lot more than just drilling with. I have it set up with a wire wheel, and I'm going to show you how good this is at cleaning the inside of angle iron. Okay YouTube, here's the before with all the grit, grime, and rust. And that would be the after. Not too shabby. Okay, here's my corner fit up. Nice miter. And here are the little pieces that I made for the reinforcement. The only problem is, with a perfectly square corner, if you use a piece of angle iron for this, the inside of angle iron is typically rounded. It's not a sharp square corner. So when you do that, it's going to leave a little bit of a gap. So what I'm going to do is take my die grinder and I'm going to go in and try to straighten that out and square it off so it fits nice and snug on my corner. What I'm going to do is take my die grinder and hold the disc parallel to the back and then just slowly work back and forth until I create a square edge as opposed to the rounded face. Now I'm going to change the position of my camera because the tool rotates in this direction and I'm not about to send a shower of sparks flying into my camera lens. So stay tuned. Alright, here's another angle of what I'm doing. I set up the bar for the vise so it's actually horizontal to the ground. That way I have something to lean on when I come in with my die grinder. Okay, as you can see, just with a little bit of work with the die grinder, makes all the difference. Now it's going to be a much better weld. For my corner joints, I decided to use the oxyacetylene torch and I'm going to braze them. That'll help keep the profile of my weld bead fairly shallow because I'm planning on putting a plate of steel on top of this. Alright, here's a piece of fairly thick waffle plate. This is going to form the shelf inside the forge, which the excess fuel is going to be sitting on. And this will sit right on top of the frame that we just made. Here's a quick tip if you want to set up a straight edge for doing plasma cutting work. What you want to do is take the center of your nozzle, put it right on your mark, and then move your straight edge right over to the collar of the plasma cutter. Once you have a good feel of where it should be, pop down a set of locking pliers, just double check, and you're ready to go. As long as you hold your plasma torch straight, you'll have a nice straight edge. So this is what it looks like fit to the frame. I just need to weld it to the frame now. And as you can see, it's got that check pattern in it. That's why I called it waffle plate. It's not exactly diamond plate. It's something completely different. It's a piece of metal that's been floating around the house now for, oh God, probably 10, 15 years. So I decided it was time to use it in something. This is a piece of 9.5 inch wide channel iron. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick, and I'm going to be using my plasma cutter to cut this to a square. I'm going to weld some sides onto it to make it a square pot, and that will become the fire pot. So where I am now in the build is pretty much getting ready to assemble my fire pot. I've cut my hole to put my duck pot through, and I've cut 2 extra pieces to close in these sides. So all I need to do is fit them together and weld them up. Alright YouTube, Dana and I have been pretty busy in the shop. We managed to get our fire pot done. Now in the next video we're going to assemble the fire pot, the duck pot, and the surrounding shelf to hold the coal. And hopefully by the end of the next video we'll have a functional forge.